Pues aquí estamos en Nirvana Strength, que hoy me he apuntado a un workshop de Wim Hof. Para quienes no lo conozcáis, es un holandés que tiene como 20 y pico récords mundiales y uno de ellos es el de aguantar el máximo tiempo en una bañera con hielo sin que su temperatura corporal disminuya.
Tell me about this guy. Give me an adjective to describe your response to this human being. Who's interested in having a healthy immune system? Interoception is this idea of what's going on inside our bodies. Autoimmune diseases, where the immune system is so inflamed from stress that it starts breaking down and attacking itself. That's some seriously out of balance shit going on. And what this technique is going to help us to do is actually clear out any inflammation, scientifically backed up to do that. Inflammation is at the root of 95% of all lifestyle illnesses. How many world records does Wim Hof have? 26. 26, nice. Breathe, just breathe. Breath is actually the way to balance life. It's the way to look at our bodies and see, oh, by the way I'm breathing, this is what's going on for me, for my nervous system. And it's the quickest way to influence our nervous system and to influence our mind. Beyond sport, beyond yoga, the breath is the thing, is the king of the mind, king of the body. All right. Please sit up straight. Observe. No expectations about how this is going to feel. This is quite subtle. Okay? I invite you to close your eyes. I invite you to sit up straight. Spine tall. Just take a full, long breath in through the nose. Full, long breath out. One more time. Deep, long breath in. No strain, just full and long. Deep exhalation out. Now to a breath count. Inhale for 4, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 4, 2, 3, 4. Inhale again for 4, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 5. Slow it down. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale again for 4. Exhale for 6, if you can. Inhale again for 4 and taking over the count yourself. Smooth, long and steady, and then exhale for 6. Continuing like that now for a few more rounds, and if you can, extend the exhale to 7 and then 8. No strain, just control. Inhale for 4. Exhaling for 6, or ideally up to 8, if you can do that. Eyes closed. Just feel your body sink into the floor on that long exhale, and continue in this way a few more rounds. The exhale is twice as long as the inhale. Nothing to do, nothing to achieve. Just follow a few more rounds like this. After you finish one more round, just return to normal breathing. And just with your eyes closed, just observe and see if you feel any differences in the mind or in the body. And in your own time, you can open your eyes. It might be something for you. Some of you might not have noticed something. The longer we do this technique, we slowly exhale down, focused, calm, balanced. If you're in a moment of stress, this is what to do. You can do this pretty safely. I wouldn't do it driving your car. You're going to use something similar to this later on and it will make perfect sense. Let's shift it around and almost do the opposite. So sit up straight again, eyes closed. Full breath in. Long breath out. Now to a breath count. Inhale for 4, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 4, 2, 3, 4. Inhale for 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale for 4, 2, 3, 4. Same again. Inhale 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale for 4, 2, 3, 4. Inhale for 6 if you can. And exhale for 4 when you're ready. Continue this way. Inhale for 6. Exhale for 4. 4 to your capacity. Without strain, without force, inhale to 6 or your capacity, and then exhale for 4. And as a final piece to add on, inhale to your capacity, whether that's 6, 7, or 8, and then hold the breath for 2 seconds before you let go for 4. So in for 6 or your capacity, hold in for 2, exhale for 4. A few more rounds. One more round and let go of that technique and then just return to normal breathing. Just see if you can feel any different from that. Is that the same as before? In your own time, you can open your eyes. This Wim Hof method is a balance of both of these techniques. It's not literally those two combined, but it gives us a sense of stimulation and an enlivenment, but also this calm, centered focusedness as well. Immersed in ice, in an ice bath, for how long? 26 minutes. 2 hours, people. 2 hours. ... without his body temperature dropping. The level of control that this man has, I mean, he's weird, without a doubt. And his drive has always been to be an outlier, an extremist, and just to see what the body is capable of. He's a yogi, he's into Qigong, he speaks several languages, he's just an explorer in all levels. But when his wife got sick, she was diagnosed with 12 different personalities, and she took her own life. She threw herself off a balcony. Ooh la la. Yeah, I don't know what that does to a person that then has to raise 4 kids. But that's when he spent a lot more time in the water and just trying to find some kind of answer, some kind of peace. Be doing 3 to 4 rounds of it. Cold therapy can be cold showers, it can be an ice bath, but these two things are separate. Clear? These two things are super separate. Never do this breathing technique in the ice or in the cold. And the third one is this idea of mindset, and I'll talk more about that later. doing 30 of breaths like that, where we're breathing in more than we're letting out, that's going to get you where you need to be, with the least amount of movement and energy waste possible. I'm not pushing anything out. See what I mean? I'm bringing in, but I'm just letting the body let go. And you're going to get lightheaded, which is why you want to be lying down. And it's going to get weird, which is why you want to be lying down. And it's totally safe.
Just get comfortable, first of all. Get comfortable. You're not going to be moving now for some time. Make sure that your shoulders are down away from your neck. Your feet are nice and relaxed, and your hands are resting either on your belly or just down by your sides. Close the eyes. And just listen to my voice, and also let go of any expectation. Let go of your mind trying to get this right. It's a natural thing to want to do, but just deep breathe. And just let the breath do its work and follow my instructions. Nothing to do for the next 20 or so minutes. Alrighty, let's begin. In your own style, in your own way. It could be, we have our own set of lungs. Start deep breathing. Deeply in. Let it go. Deeply in. Let it go. Keep going in through the nose, unless you know better. Exhale through the mouth. Fully in. Let it go. And continue like this in your own way. Fully in. Gently let go. Remember that inhale is not too relaxed and it's not forced. Get the right balance and you'll start to feel a little lightheaded, a little looser in the body. Fully in. Let it go. Make it a circular breathing rhythm, like a flow. You are meditating on each and every in-breath and letting your body do the rest. You're not guiding it to a place in your body. Your body knows how to breathe. Deeply in. There you go. Starting to feel lightheaded, looser in the body. Maybe now, maybe later. Don't look for sensation, just observe as the oxygen does its work around your body. Deeply in. There you go. We're taking in up to 10 times more oxygen with each of these kinds of breath. And you'll start to feel a difference the deeper we go. Keep going. No force, just focus. At some point in this round or the next, maybe some light tingling in the hands or the feet. It's a sign that we're getting to oxygen saturation and less carbon dioxide, after which the body will find balance naturally. So welcome everything. Deeply in. Letting go. 100% in, full breath. 75% out. There's a guide that may help you. Powerful breathing, but with control. Okay, listen carefully. I'm going to count us down. 5 final breaths. And then everyone at the same time. Stay on the same team. We're all going to hold the out breath. 5. 4. 3, 2. Last breath in, now fully in, all the way to the top. Let it go. And stop breathing. Hold the out breath. Don't breathe in again. Just relax. There is no need for breathing. Witness what the body can do with no oxygen in the lungs. When you feel the need to breathe in your body, that may come very soon, it may come later. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. When you feel you have to breathe in, take a full breath in all the way to the top and hold at the top of the lungs for 15 seconds. And when you do this, when you take that breath in and hold it, just put your hand in the air for 2 seconds so I can see. And then you can put your hand down again. It's just so I can see where we are. Don't analyze, just observe. And after those 15 seconds of holding that in breath, let it go. And then go straight into your second round of the deep breathing. Don't wait for anybody else. And don't feel like you need to rush. Your body is exactly where it needs to be. Some of you can hold your breath for 30 seconds, some of you for 2 minutes. Doesn't matter. So everybody now is either holding their out breath or holding their in breath for 15 seconds, or they're into their second round of the deep breath. And if that's you, go for it. Slowly come back into your bodies.
Bueno, pues ya acabamos de hacer la primera parte, que ha sido el trabajo de respiración. Y bueno, había tenido también otra experiencia haciéndolo. La verdad que te quedas pues súper relajado después del trabajo de respiración, como has podido ver. Y bueno, lo que más quiero destacar pues es cómo tu cuerpo es capaz de aguantar tanto tiempo sin respirar, ¿no? Cuando una vez le metemos todo el oxígeno en los pulmones, pues luego somos súper capaces de aguantar muchísimo tiempo. Pues nada, ya estamos preparados y vamos a seguir con la siguiente actividad, que es el baño de hielo.
That kind of thing. Tiny little hole in the mouth. That's panic state. Close the mouth and just slowly, breath by breath, extend the exhale. That's all we need to do. So it will be less graceful at the start. I'm dramatizing. You'll see. You'll feel it. It's just mind over matter. You go to that breath and watch as your nervous system slows down and starts to feel the same. And then relax the entire body. And you'll be in there for a period of time. And time won't matter. Put your hand in the air if time kind of dropped out for you during that breathing exercise or something. Yeah, guess what? Guess what? This is pure meditation. Pure meditation. You're not thinking about what you're going to have for dinner afterwards. You're absolutely focused on finding balance.
Couple of ground rules. Don't use the sauna afterwards. Don't cheat your body out of learning what it needs to do itself by going into the sauna. Hot cold is another modality, and that's not what we're doing today. We're going from normal temperature to fucking cold, to then teaching the body to warm itself back up. So the periods before and after, super important. So before, I'm going to get you to breathe in that sort of slow way for a moment. And then afterwards, when you step out, I want you just to stick around where I can see you, but just go stand somewhere or sit somewhere and just stay as focused for just a minute or so. Because if you're off sort of Instagramming and how's that for you, internally your body's still cold and it hasn't warmed itself up, and then later we can kind of run into a bit of trouble. It's not dangerous, but it's nicer and a lot more beneficial for you to stay focused for just a good minute or two after you come out of the bath. And it's a nice feeling. Just feel the hormones and watch your body shift and be like, don't miss out on that magic. And if you have a meditation practice, that's the time to go do it, if that's your jam. What are the first things that get cold on your body during winter? Hands and feet, all right. Because what's happening, a lot of your blood is rushing to the core to protect what is most important. No? Naturally, that's why your hands and feet get cold. Your feet, sorry, they'll be a little bit cold in there. Your hands, out of the water into the prayer position. Pray for your life. Trust me. If you decide to have them in the water, it will make it extremely hard. No? Hands out. And soften. Key word in all of this is soften. 2 tips. We need in all of us the masculine drive of growth and challenge to actually get in. We come out of that fear zone, not safe. So we'll get in. Then we need that feminine quality of softening and just relaxing and just being at one with this experience. So, alright, great job guys, and get out.
Pues acabo de salir del baño de agua fría, bueno, el baño del hielo, y nada, hemos estado 3 minutos. La verdad que no estaba contando, ¿no? Pero no lo ha dicho ahora el instructor. 3 minutacos hemos estado en el hielo. La verdad que cuando me he metido, pues me quería salir, estaba muy frío. La temperatura la pongo por escrito, que no recuerdo. Un shock bastante importante, la verdad. Y bueno, estoy todavía casi tiritando. Lo notaréis también en la voz. ¿Qué más? Pues eso, cuando he empezado, pues como que me quería salir, pero luego, bueno, mi cuerpo se ha aclimatado un poco. He abierto el ojo, he visto que estaba en una piscina llena de hielo y digo, no, voy a pensar en sol y en la playa y en que hace mucho calor. Y bueno, así he aguantado un poco. La verdad, estamos cubiertos hasta el cuello, con las manos por fuera. ¿Por qué? Porque con las manos y los pies son los que primero se enfrían, ¿no? El calor va al centro del cuerpo, donde están los órganos. Y nada, una experiencia más. Bueno, pues el profe nos ha invitado a hacer una segunda ronda, otra de 3 minutitos, y yo pues me lo estaba pensando, digo, ¿entro o no entro o no? Mi amigo Ricardo, que está aquí conmigo y lo ha hecho también, ha dicho, venga, ya que estamos aquí, pues venga, nos hemos animado y nada, entra adentro igual que antes, la primera reacción igual que antes, pues mucho frío. He intentado controlarlo con la respiración, he empezado a tiritar, he vuelto a intentar controlarlo con la respiración, pero nada, estaba tiritando y no sé, creo que he durado 30 segundos o 45 segundos, 1 minuto máximo en la segunda. Así que nada, esa ha sido mi experiencia y la comparto aquí con vosotros.
A study in 2016 showed that people like that live in kind of Siberia or that are exposed to the cold were just weirdos like Wim. Redevelop it again. So this is what you can develop by just taking that little bit of a cold shower every day. Develop it, you feel the cold less, and this has got all of the health benefits around. When you also take a cold shower, it triggers white blood cells, so it's fighting off illnesses and all of the things. It's easy, but I recommend doing it probably 3-4 times a week. Making a point of doing it and not using the sauna either. That's a nicer thing to do, But if you really want to train this, body temperature, get in that, come out. Get in that, come out. And you'll feel yourself getting stronger, and you'll feel that you can stay in longer and longer as well, over time. When you get used to it after a few weeks, then do a 4th round, 30 breaths, and then you exhale, hold the exhale, flip over and do as many push-ups as you can. And what you will find, without a doubt, is that with no oxygen in the lungs, you will be able to do more press-ups, holding the breath out, than you could by breathing and doing as many as you wanted normally. It's insane what the body can do. Then you take a full breath in, you hold that, and you're on cloud. You're in Jupiter and back, and it feels great. But please, step by step with this. It's not something I do anymore, but it's fun. Yeah. Injected him with an endotoxin, which was the dead cell of the E. coli virus. Everyone heard of E. coli? Right, fun stuff, I'm told. What happens when a virus enters your body, normally? Inflammation. Your body has a response. It doesn't like viruses, and so it has a response, an immune response. The immune system does its job. It should. What would that look like when a virus enters your system? How would you feel? What are the symptoms?
High temperature.
Fever, high temperature. Shivering, nausea, all of these things. And there were a bunch of test subjects that didn't have Wim's superpowers that experienced like shivering, nausea, all of this for like hours on end. Bless them. When they injected Wim, he was lying in a hospital bed and he was just doing his breathing technique and focusing. And what they were able to record was that he was able to suppress his immune system's response. He was able to reduce the inflammation that normally would result in these symptoms. The cytokines, the inflammatory proteins, were suppressed by 50%, so that he only suffered a mild headache. He only suffered a mild headache. He was able to produce a controlled response to his immune system. We shouldn't be able to do that. We shouldn't be able to do that as humans. Record levels of adrenaline. Levels of adrenaline that are higher than someone about to do their first bungee jump. Crazy levels. His metabolism shot up by 300%. Important to hear is that when he then got into the ice and they recorded this cytokine response, the inflammatory proteins, they then were suppressed by 100%. So the breathing is one part of it and the most important, but when you combine it with cold afterwards, that's the magic of this technique. It's doubly as effective because what it's doing is the same thing. Creating this adrenaline response, suppressing your immune system's response, reducing inflammation, but without suppressing your ability to heal at the same time. There's the IL-10 or IL-9, I'm getting confused, cytokines, and one of them, which normally would be suppressed, isn't. This is magic. And so if you really didn't like the cold today, but you want all of the benefits, sorry. The breathing's the magic, but when you do both of these things, that's where it's at. And the coolest thing is they're like, okay, Wim, you're a freak. You've been training this stuff for years. And he said, no, anyone can learn to do this within a few days. And he was very confident. Oh God, Wim, okay. So they got a bunch of guys, albeit men in their mid-20s. And what he did was he took them up into the mountains and he got them drunk and he got them super kind of clear that they were going to fuck cancer in the ass. That was his driving goal. Because he wants to be able to beat any disease. He got them so motivated and convinced and their mindset was so in check. He took them through the breathing and he took them out into the cold. 5 days. And guess what happened when they were injected with the same endotoxin? Same result. Same result. People with 5 days of training in the right mindset were able to have that same level of control of their autonomic nervous system. And that experiment was repeated last year, and just in Amsterdam, or the Stroop, where Wim lives, and he has like a little pool full of ice and some breathing. People with rheumatoid arthritis coming off their medication, the list goes on. The list goes on. And it's that which is amazing. My own experience of how quickly I overcame it. So the science is out, and again, there's so many different studies that are coming out that show that this technique, it's not just breathing, it's this technique which is really changing lives. So I invite you, whether you're sick or not, just to give it a go. If you enjoyed today, if you enjoyed how you felt afterwards, stick with it. Not enough people do, and it breaks my heart because it's so powerful. But like anything, if you stick with it, you'll see the results.